everybody doing today? This is Corey Lee's Boxing, and we are back with another banger. So please smash the hell out of that like button, you guys, and subscribe. And yeah, man, we are back, you guys. We are back. We're gonna get this live stream jumping. Smash that like button as soon as you guys come in. And yeah, man, we're gonna talk this boxing, man. We shout out to Deontay Wilder, one of the biggest finishes of the weekend this week. This weekend it was an awesome fight. We're gonna talk Clarissa Shields, her fight. We gotta talk Caleb Plant and the Andre Dirrell fight, which surprised some. Definitely surprised some. It surprised me a little bit. But at the end of the day, that's what they get paid for. That's why the guys are professionals, and that's why they train so hard to get surprising finishes and stuff like that. And then we're gonna talk about the local fight, you guys. We're gonna talk about the Elijah Pierce versus Sweet Tay. And yeah, man, it went down this weekend in the DMV area, and that was a surprising finish as well. So yeah, man. Without further ado, smash that like button and subscribe. And let's talk about Deontay Wilder versus Robert Helenius, you guys. This is Deontay Wilder's first fight off of a pretty long layoff. He did fight, for some, I would say Robert Helenius did fight in some meaningful fights leading up into this fight. He had two big wins, over Adam Kwanaki in the Brooklyn Barclays Arena. This is actually his third time fighting at the Barclays within the past 2 years. This is his third time, and like he said, this is it's becoming a second home to him. Being that this is his third, like I said, this is his third fight in the last 2 years. Round one. This fight was quick, you guys. This was a quick fight. Round one, if you guys didn't watch the fight, it started off, Deontay Wilder trying to find his range. After he did find his range, Deontay Wilder actually, I guess you could say seek and destroy. He found his target, and he really laid that right hand down, right on Robert Helenius, and knocked him out. Knocked him out cold, knocked him out to the point where, Deontay Wilder was actually crying at the post-fight weigh-in, man. If I can remember, or if I can bring it up and show you guys what he said in the in the post-fight press conference, he was very emotional, man, about knocking him out and stuff like that, because they were former sparring partners. And you kind of become close to some of your sparring partners, Robert Helenius was Deontay Wilder's sparring partner for a couple of years. And for him to knock him out so viciously like he did, and almost see Robert Helenius lifeless on the ground, it did something to Deontay Wilder this time. This is coming from the man that says some wild things, I could say, in the media for sure. Just to say a couple things. I mean, he said some wild things, man. That's all I'm gonna say, man, for sure. But hey, let's see what he says about the Robert Helenius knockout. Pritchard Cologne. Yeah. He's pretty much saying right now, you guys, Deontay Wilder broke down and said that, look at the Pritchard Cologne situation. If you guys don't know who Pritchard Cologne is, He was a former fighter of Puerto Rican descent. Very good fighter, definitely A plus. I would say definitely A class. Definitely like an A class prospect. He got into the ring with, I believe, a guy with the last name Williams, and it was a repeated blows to the back of the head. This actually happened in, I believe, Virginia. Yeah, it actually happened in Virginia, you guys. What do you know? And repeated hits in the back of the head, pretty much caused Pritchard Cologne to be brain dead in so many rights. He's not out completely, but he's close to, and he'll be needing care for the rest of his life. And this is Deontay Wilder talking about it. He's pretty much saying he's trying to support his family, but that was pretty much to brief sum up. Deontay Wilder pretty much saying how he feels about knocking out Robert Helenius. That was a close friend of his, or pretty close sparring partner of his, and Jim Conrad, and I'm pretty sure they've shared a bunch of personal things. Being that he is a sparring partner of Deontay Wilder for multiple years. For him to knock his old sparring partner like that out, and like I said, in the brutal fashion he knocked him out in, of course Deontay Wilder's going to feel some type of regret, some type of remorse. But at the end of the day, like he said, so he's pretty much saying he's going, he's stating how he feels. But at the end of the day, this is what they sign up for. Boxing is a brutal sport, and it's just a tough sport, man. Only the strongest survive in this gladiator sport we call boxing. And Deontay Wilder just cared about his friend, man. That's pretty much all I can say about that. Moving forward, what does this say for Deontay Wilder? What does this do for the heavyweight division moving forward? Okay, if you guys don't know, or if you guys haven't heard, um, you know, Alexander Usyk was definitely supposed to come to the fight. He definitely did not come to the fight. So that right there showed me that maybe he had his eyes are set on maybe Tyson Fury, which I thought that would be who would be fighting the whole time. And like I said, Deontay Wilder, being that he just got this really good win, I feel like I want to see what he can do moving forward. I really do. I want to see what Deontay Wilder can do moving forward. He's gonna possibly be matched up against Andrew Ruiz. Andrew Ruiz just won against Louis King Kong Ortiz. So the heavyweight division is definitely turned up right now. Smash that like button, UGC, all in the chat. He says, "What's good, Corey? Hope all is well." You already know, man. It's awesome, man. But yeah, man, right now it's looking like Deontay Wilder and Andrew Ruiz is gonna go up against each other. To break down that fight real quick, you guys, Deontay Wilder has the length and has the size. I'm not even gonna say the size because Deontay Wilder came almost at one of his record lows at 215 pounds for this Robert Helenius fight. And you guys got to understand, Andy Ruiz is actually coming in at his heaviest, I believe, in his last fight. At I think a record weight of 268 pounds for the Luis Ortiz fight. Okay, so that's a pretty big difference. You got Deontay Wilder weighing in at 215 with huge right hand punching power, and then you got Andy Ruiz with a very very good different style, but very good style in a short and compact type of style, catching you coming in type of style. But he knows how to target those big guys. Andy Ruiz is not, 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 he's not. This is nothing new for him to fight bigger, taller, rangier fighters. This is not a new fight he's gonna be in. Like I said, Luis Ortiz had range. Anthony Joshua had size and range. These are some big, big heavyweights we're talking about, you guys. And right now, man, I just think that Andy Ruiz is definitely, building, fighting his way back up to the top. We didn't really see much, in this fight. We didn't really see much in the Deontay Wilder versus Robert Helenius fight to even judge or gauge how a fight versus Andy Ruiz would be, being that, we only seen one round of Deontay Wilder and he finished his opponent and disposed of his opponent within dramatic fashion in one round. And, like I said, Andy Ruiz is 6'2". He's about 268 pounds in his last fight. Deontay Wilder is about 6'6", 6'7". Weighs about 215. It's all the way up. We've seen him as high as about 230 plus. I believe his highest was about 232 or 234. In the Tyson Fury fight, and I could tell he looked a little bit more stiff. He didn't look as agile as he did against Robert Helenius, and that was a really good, I think, observation by me, because you guys got to think, you got to be agile to miss some of these heavyweight shots as well. Deontay Wilder's style is not set up to take a whole lot of punishment. What heavyweight is, but especially not Deontay Wilder. We really didn't see a whole lot. I was gonna see if this fight would have went to the later rounds. Would Deontay Wilder fade? We didn't get to answer any of those questions in this Robert Helenius fight because it ended so quick. It was pretty much a one round and it was done. He ended them in one round, and right now Deontay Wilder is at the top of the heavyweight division. Will he be able to stay there? That is the question. We know he could beat the Luis Ortiz of the world. We know he could beat, we know he could beat, we know Deontay Wilder could beat, the Luis Ortiz of the world, the Robert Helenius of the world. We know he could beat those type of guys. What can Deontay Wilder do moving forward to show us, like, look, man, this is, I'm here to stay and I'm here to, reign again. This Robert Helenius fight didn't show me that. Didn't show me if he could, reign again, or take the reins. Because right now Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight in the division right now. Between him and Alexander Usyk, you got to throw Usyk in there because he has 3 of the 4 major sanctioning body belts. And I would love to see an Alexander Usyk versus Deontay Wilder showdown, you guys. I mean, you got two, very hungry champions that are ready to fight, man, at any given time. But I wish I would have seen. I wish Alexander Usyk would have came to the fight. I think that would have made more. Sorry about that technical difficulties. We are back. We are back. But yeah, man, I want to switch topics, man. We talked about Wilder long enough. Wilder definitely. I just want to see what he's gonna do against Andy Ruiz. That's gonna be probably the next fight. It's looking like that's gonna be the next fight for Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder versus Andy Ruiz. I think Wilder wins. I think he could possibly win by knockout. I'm thinking mid to late stoppage. I'm thinking possibly round number 10. You know, if I had to guess, I think he could stop Andy Ruiz in round number 10. And that's how I see that fight going. Just, outside looking in and, not even seeing each other's weights, not even seeing each other, how each other's training camp goes. And, I just want to see how all of that stuff, unravels for both fighters. I want to see how their training camp goes, and I want to see how they look leading into the fight. And that'll give me more of a precise prediction. Um, but moving forward, you guys, Devin Haney wins again, you guys. He beats George Kambosos in a very, very, I believe, one-sided fight. Devin Haney won again. There was no, it wasn't up for debate. I thought that, I thought George Kambosos was going to come into this fight and throw a lot more punches and rough up Devin Haney a lot more and be more ambitious and wanted more. I thought he could possibly come in there and, maybe fight. I thought he could come in there and maybe fight, for the glory of his country and for the glory of the sport. And pretty much show how he beat the top guy in Teofimo Lopez at the time and why he's at this top level. But after watching the fight Saturday night, man, or watching some of the fight, I just thought that Devin Haney pretty much stuck to code, and he pretty much beat him with the jab again. That jab was very menacing, very long and very rangy. I feel like Devin Haney can do a lot of things in boxing, man. But right now, he's been focusing a lot on just pure boxing ability and getting and hitting and not getting hit. And this was another 12-round decision for Devin Haney. The judges' scorecards, it was at the Rod Laver Arena in Melbourne. Haney beat Kambosos via unanimous decision. There was no controversial scorecards as the judges scored the fight 119 to 109, 118 to 110, and 118 to 110 in favor of Haney. As a result, Haney retained the undisputed lightweight titles. Now that he has proven he is a true champion, Haney is ready for whoever. And right now, I'm gonna be honest. I would love to see Devin Haney versus Vasyl Lomachenko showdown. You guys know that Vasyl Lomachenko is part of that Alexander Usyk dynasty they have over there in the Ukraine, and they have a different method of training and just a different, mindset in general. I think that could definitely help out Lomachenko in tough waters if him and Devin Haney were to ever get to that level. And the fight actually happened and it become later in the rounds, I feel like Lomachenko, could do good things against Devin Haney. I think he still has it. I think it'll be a competitive fight. But right now, man, Devin Haney is setting himself apart from the rest. It's a very crowded division. You got Shakur Stevenson that just came up into the division. If you guys don't know, that's Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson are old sparring partners and friends. Um, but you gotta throw that out the window when you're talking boxing, you guys. You guys know boxing is a business, and you guys all know that boxing, at the end of the day, man, you gotta be able to really, you know, show that you're apart from the rest. And I think Devin Haney did that in the George Kambosos fight. I think he proved himself even more than he already had proven the first time he beat him. But we just showed he just showed that that wasn't a fluke and that he's here to stay. And I can't wait to see what he does next. I can't wait to see what Devin Haney does next. But his next opponents could possibly be, Vasil Lomachenko next, Javante Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson. Just to name a couple, you guys. You still got guys like Richard Comey out there, and other guys like the guy that Richard Comey just fought and stuff like that. The Puerto Rican guy that Javante Tank Davis knocked out already. But it's like right now, man, at the point, I want to see, Devin Haney stay at the top level and stay fighting top level guys. He's a top level guy himself. He just showed you that he beat the guy that beat the guy, and he beat him twice. So, I mean, that shows a lot about Devin Haney and his resilience and him not being scared to take a rematch. Because you don't see a whole lot of rematches in fighting, in boxing, unless there's a rematch clause most of the time. And this fight, I believe, had a rematch clause or something like it. And that's why we seen this fight twice. I would love to see Devin Haney versus, like I said, the top guys. You got to throw Ryan Garcia in the mix as well. He's a top guy as well. But, I think, eventually these guys will actually, work out and make it work. And, I just think right now Devin Haney is a top guy, at the 135-pound division. Him and Javante Tank Davis, I think, are at the top. But you got to throw Shakur Stevenson in there now, too, because he had multiple belts at the weight class lower than this at 130, and he just couldn't make the weight anymore. Shakur Stevenson just couldn't make the weight anymore. He tried his best. He tried everything he could. But come fight night, when he went to go unify the belts, man, he couldn't make the weight anymore. Not even unify the belts. He fought Consejo, excuse me. And he had his belts on the line. Consejo had no belts. And he missed weight. And he looked like, he tried his best, he said, and it was his time. Eventually these fighters are gonna have to move up. Just like Devin Haney. I think Devin Haney looked, if you guys, let me show you what this guy Devin Haney looked like, man. Woo. I'm glad I brought that shit up too, because Devin Haney looked like this might be his last fight, man. I ain't gonna lie, you guys. Devin Haney looked like this could be his last fight at 135 pounds, man. My dog was looking real thin, man. And what I mean by the thin is like he had literally no more. I think he might have actually, that shit might have been a dangerous weight cut the way he looked. His eyes looked sucked in. I have seen some memes coming up from him and 50 Cent when 50 Cent had to lose all that weight for that movie he played. And yeah, man, whew, it's dangerous, man. It's definitely dangerous out there. For to make these weight classes and to make these weights like Devin Haney was doing. Let me show you what I'm talking about. His weight cut was something serious, bro. Man. But he made it. He made it. Let me see. Smash that like button, you guys, and subscribe. Yeah, I want you guys to see this weigh-in. Why they keep showing me Gamboa? Haney Cambosos 2. See these? Let me show you real quick what I'm talking about. Smash that like button, you guys. But yeah, Devin Haney's weight cut, man, was wild, bro. Was wild as shit. Straight up. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Let me show you. Man, it was wild, man. You guys gotta understand, man. This fight, man. Devin Haney did what he was supposed to do and did everything, that I thought he was gonna do in a rematch, but he didn't show me a whole lot. I thought he was gonna possibly try to stop, George Kambosos, but he didn't. He didn't. He was okay with how the fight ended and how the fight was going. And he was just going through the motions pretty much at that point. But I think he could have possibly stopped George Kambosos. He was hitting George Kambosos with flush shots, and I just didn't think that I didn't think George Kambosos was even on his level even a little bit, and that shows me a lot. That shows me like, wow, if it was that one sided in the George Kambosos fight, what would have Devin Haney done to a Lomachenko, or what would because remember, Teofimo Lopez lost clearly to George Kambosos. Okay? And Teofimo Lopez beat Lomachenko clearly. So when you got a guy and Camboso that beat the guy, you got a guy like that, man, that says a lot. That says a lot. That says a lot. You beat the guy that beat the guy, and you showing us right now that, that you're the best. And I think Devin Haney showed that. He showed that. He definitely showed that, man, for sure. For sure. I don't know why it's not pulling up, man, but just take my word for it, you guys. It was a crazy, insane weight cut that Devin Haney had to do. This is the fight that I'm trying to see next. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Let's make it happen, you guys. Vasil Lomachenko versus Devin Haney. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Come on, man. I mean, the more I think about it, the more I talk about it, you guys. Devin Haney is one of the better fighters in the world of boxing, man. And so is Lomachenko. So Lomachenko still has that, because people say that he lost against Teofimo Lopez with one arm. So if he can get everything right, I would love to see what he could do against a guy like, Devin Haney now. What could he do against Devin Haney now? I would love to see that, but as far as that fight goes, man, we're gonna move forward and we're gonna talk about the Clarissa Shields showdown, you guys. Yes, Clarissa Shields wins a unanimous decision, you guys. And wow, man, I mean, look, man, Clarissa Shields is, what do they call it? GWOAT. She avenges her amateur loss to Savannah Marshall by unanimous decision, and it was a pretty good battle. I'm not gonna lie, both fighters, showed that they were, tough and at that top level. But the scorecards read 97-93, 97-93 again, and last but not least, 96-94. So you guys got to understand they have 2-minute rounds, and I believe this was a 10-round fight. So, like I said, man, I would love to see women's fights, be 3-minute rounds and go 12 rounds. I think that would be awesome. But Clarissa Shields, she wins. She wins and she wins. I think she showed why she was the top competitor. If you guys, let me show you guys what Clarissa Shields says post fight. But she definitely showed that she was better than Savannah Marshall. Period. They talking about maybe it might be a rematch. They're saying it might be a rematch, you guys. So I would love to see if this could possibly be a rematch. I mean, I think it goes the same way.
training, and I got the job done. So I just want to thank Savannah Marshall and her team. I want to thank the whole UK for being here because it's not just a special moment for me, but it's a special moment for women's boxing, Savannah Marshall, Alicia Baumgartner, Michaela Mayer, Caroline Boyce. I mean, women's boxing has been around for so many years and so many greats that came before us, but here we are in front of 20,000 fans.
Wow. 20,000 fans, you guys, at the O2 Arena. 20,000 fans.
Yeah, she's a tough competitor. She's a hard puncher. She has endurance, but I'm a better fighter 10 years later. And if you ask me, I'm 2-0 against her. I never felt like I lost in the amateurs, but now I guess we can say we 1-1. And I don't know why she want to retire, but if that's what she want to do it. But she got a lot left for sure. I think a lot of people thought that you were great, but did she push you to a whole?
Wow, Savannah Marshall talking about retiring. I ain't know about that.
I've been down every round. Every round, I feel like she want a big shot. I hit her back with a big shot. If she hit me to the body,
You guys gotta understand, Savannah Marshall was talking about retiring on there, you guys. So, man, I didn't know that. I didn't think that the beatdown was that bad. I thought it was a pretty competitive fight. But for her to say she's gonna retire, man, that's a little wild. Okay. They're saying that it could possibly be a rematch. She's ready to answer the question now. I'm ready to find out if there is, in fact, a rematch clause. And we're going to find out, you guys. I mean, both fighters did awesome, man. So I would love to see them fight again. But I don't think Savannah Marshall should retire. But that's on her. There goes Savannah Marshall.
Savannah, commiserations. How do you feel right now on the back of probably the best female fight we've ever had in a race ring? So I said, massive thank you everyone involved again to come and support me. I really appreciate it. It's absolutely amazing. Two women have sold out the O2. It's unbelievable. Thank you everybody.
Savannah Marshall falls to 12-1 with 10 wins by way of knockout. Damn, I didn't know she had that good of a knockout ratio. Wow, she had an 80% knockout ratio. I didn't know that. Wow. That's way better than Clarissa Shields. Clarissa Shields, I think she's got like a, let me see her knockout ratio. Which it doesn't matter now. Clarissa Shields won, and she deserves it for sure. But let's see. I'm just curious. She has a two knockouts, so she's 13 and 0 with 2 knockouts, you guys. But she is the number one. So there is in her weight class. There's only 22 fighters in her. There's only 22 women fighters in her weight class in the entire world. Okay, so she fights at the middleweight division, and at the middleweight division, there's only 7 females that fight in the middleweight division in the U.S. So there's only 7 available middleweights that are women that Clarissa Shields can fight in the U.S., okay? There's only 7. And in the world, there's only 22 fighters, you guys, okay, in the world that she can fight. So those are alarming rates, alarming facts. And yeah, man, let me just, because I believe Jamal Charlo is in the middleweight division for the men. So let's see how many men are in the middleweight division. I'm curious my damn self now. Okay. And it doesn't show. Great. But yeah, man, I mean, both fighters, they really did their thing. Wow. Man, oh man. It's wild, man. Sergey Devinchenko. Okay, so in the middleweight division, there's 14, there's 1,497 men that fight in the middleweight division, and Devinchenko's number 6. And there's, you know what I'm saying? So that shows you right there, man. Like, let me see who they have number 1. They have Gennady Golovkin still number 1 in the middleweight division. They got Demetrius Andre number 2, Chris Eubank Jr. number 3, Jaime Munguia number 4, Carlos Adames, which just got a pretty good knockout a week or 2 ago. Number 5, Sergey Devinchenko number 6, Zafara number 7, Zanabek number 8. That's who Demetrius Andre, I believe, had relinquished his belts because he didn't want to fight Zanabek. You guys gotta definitely check Zanabek out. He's a really good fighter from where Gennady Golovkin is from. Number 9 is Orlandi Lara, and number 10 Felix Cash, which is 10, 15, and 0 from the United Kingdom. Who is this? Felix Cash. And so he looks like a model or something, man. Is he really the real deal? Okay, he said he won. You see, he beat a guy named Magnid Medvedev. Magnid Medvedev. Oh man, this is wow. So yeah, man, I went over all the fights, man. I'm gonna head out, man. I appreciate all of you guys for watching, and I hope you guys watch this on the replay. Let me know what you guys think about all of these fights, and who do you think Deontay Wilder should fight next? Who do you think Clarissa Shields should fight next? And more importantly, who do you think Devin Haney should fight next? All 3 fighters won this weekend, and they did well. They did well. Wow, man, it's like I said, and the Caleb Plant, to touch on that real quick, he knocked out Anthony Durrell, excuse me, Anthony Durrell. And I believe he knocked him out in the 11th round. It was either the 10th or 11th round. And it was a brutal stoppage. It was a brutal stoppage. Caleb Plant was digging up dirt after he knocked him out, and it acted like he was digging up dirt, putting dirt over him while he was laying down, and it was wild. It was wild. Caleb Plant was saying he was just burying the beef. But it was wow. It was, to be honest with you guys, man, I thought Caleb Plant showed that, he could he got that other side to him. It's almost like you gotta have another side to you in boxing, man. You gotta have that, that killer mentality, where you gotta, it's either you or him in that boxing ring, man. So Anthony Durrell was talking big shit, was saying how he was gonna, possibly knock out Caleb Plant, and saying that how, Caleb Plant, like in Caleb Plant's own words, Durrell called him a bitch and a pussy. And when you call fighters stuff like that and name fighters like that, you better be ready to stand on that shit. So I would love to see, what's in store for Caleb Plant moving forward. This was an awesome win. I want to see Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez next. Caleb Plant is 6'1". He's got one loss from Canelo Alvarez, and Caleb Plant is only 26 years old, and he's still doing his thing. He's still growing in the ranks and showing a lot of fight fans, why he's at that top level, man. I think Caleb Plant is an awesome fighter, and I would love to see Caleb Plant in there with an even better fighter, or just a good fighter, and David Benavidez. Excuse me, I said he was 26. I think he's older. Yeah, he's 30. Excuse me. He's 30. So Caleb Plant is 30. He's 21-1 with 12 wins by way of knockout, and he had a knockout against Anthony Durrell. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Please smash that like button and subscribe. And yeah, I'll do a post fight on the Pierce versus Sweet when I can get some footage. I would love to show you guys some footage. You guys got a DC Mike, you guys. We got to get that footage from him. He's got the footage. He's got that beautiful footage, and we've got to get that from him. It was a beautiful knockout. No, I was just saying it was a brutal knockout in the Sweet versus Pierce showdown. And I told you guys that Pierce was going to get the knockout. He was just a bigger fighter. They got weight classes for a reason. And when you got Elijah Pierce knocking out 135 pounders, and then he melts his body down to 122 pounds, that's almost like a cheat code. And it's almost like somebody could definitely get hurt in that fight. And that guy that got hurt was Sweet. Kudos to both fighters, but Elijah was the better fighter, like I told you guys from the jump. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section, man. This is Corley Boxing, and you've definitely been hit with another banger. Peace out.